My name is Rosh, and I'm the co-host of the Creative AI Show, where we are two creative guys talking AI. And in this video, we're talking about Google Flow, which is Google's video production platform that's actually pretty cool. And you have a number of options here. You can create text to video. You can create frames to video, meaning you have an image that you want to upload or pull from your library, and you want to bring it alive in a sense, or use it as the first frame in a process. And we also now have ingredients to video, and that's what we're exploring here. So when you're in ingredients, you'll see you have the option to use a number of different models, Veo 3 and 2. Veo 3 quality is the one that everybody's been raving about and using, so we'll stick with that. You also have some output options, either 1 through 4. Just remember that the more outputs, the more the cost. So we'll stick with 1 for now. Here we can add our images, and we have 3 options. And you can also create more images here. But when you use this option here, you're often creating a style. And in that situation, you can't use these other ingredients. But if you wanted to use a base style to work off for your video, you could do so, and you could just click it and it would show up right here, as you can see. But we're not using a style because we want to use these 3 options here. So first, generally there are 3 parts, and Google has done this right. There are 3 parts to the video. There is the subject, the background, and often some sort of an item. For example, there could be a medieval castle environment, and the subject could be a knight, and the item might be a sword. And those are the 3 elements working together. So we're going to go in, and we're not going to generate our own image this time. We'll generate in a moment, but let's upload from a file that I created earlier. So here are a number of different objects that I created. So let's start off going all the way through so you can see what we have to work with. Let's start off with, this is our background. Nice camp scene. Do we want to crop it or reset? No, we want to save. Okay. And then next, we'll upload another image. We're using this image here. Let's use this odd little bee. And then one more subject. I think I saw a ball, didn't I? Did I not see a ball here? There it is. We'll use this ball. So now we have 3 ingredients for our video. We have the fire, we have the bee, and the ball. And now it's up to us to tell the AI, well, what do we want to do with this background, the subject, and the ball? So let's say the bee plays with the ball next to the campfire. Now we have options to be more granular and more detailed in our prompt. So the more you tell the AI, the more information it has and the fewer gaps it needs to interpret itself. So if there are very specific things that you want to happen, well, you need to tell the AI. Otherwise, if you're just open to what is it that the AI is going to do with the bee next to the fire playing with the ball, I'm open to that. Let's see what happens. That's an unfortunate scenario. We can only use Veo 2 fast, but let's see what happens anyway. Veo 2 is not quite as good as Veo 3. So this is what got me interested in exploring ingredients again, and that is the latest Flow update from Google. And it allows us to create frames or ingredients to video by clicking on the plus icon, which is rather nice because now we're using Nano Banana, the new Flash 2.5 image generator from Google. And it gives us a much better image. So this time we're using the images that I had created in actually Mid-Journey to pull in. But next, we'll see what we can do with the Nano Banana images. So here's our video, and there's our bee, and there is our fire. And the bee, oh, it's actually pretty good. You forget how good Veo 2 actually is. It was pretty darn good before. Yes, the images are certainly, or the clips are much better of Veo 3, and you have voice, which is a big deal. But yeah, no, it's still a very nice detailed image. Now let's create some images for ingredients using Nano Banana. So if you wish to use Nano Banana, you click on the plus and go to generate image. And the image I want to generate is, let's say, a cowboy wearing red boots on the ranch. That was rather quick, and we have 3 versions. And a really nice element of this process is if we want multiple images that are consistent. In other words, with Nano Banana, you can use this image, use this person over and over again consistently throughout your story. So you would literally just say from here, the cowboy is now on a horse or something like that. So we're going to decide right now to use this image and continue with our process of ingredients. Now we'll generate a fancy rake on the ground. So now this is the object he is going to hold. Very cool. And we'll use this image. Now we have an environment already. So let's generate a green Okay, there we go. Let's go with this one. That's what the other one looks like. Let's go with this one. We'll use this image. Now, we have our elements. We have the cowboy. We have the rake. We have the green horse. Now, the green horse walks behind the cowboy holding the fancy rake. Over the next few weeks, Google will be adding more features, but it is kind of nice to see right now that we can use Nano Banana or the new 2.5 Flash image generator from Google, and we can use it even in something like ingredients, which is a relatively new feature in Flow, but Flow is relatively new also. So it's a good feature that we've used in the past that you have to remember is available when you want to bring multiple objects together. Okay. Well, this is where Veo 2 certainly went awry sometimes. And I think Veo 3 would have done a better job. It did interpret some things and there's some physics issues. So yes, the first one, Veo 3 did okay, but yeah, this one got a little more complicated. But again, it's the idea that we have this new option, and it's true if we want to make it our first frame, we can do that. And as you know, with Flow, we can create scenes by clicking on the scene builder. where we can add frames to video. And then one scene morphs into another. Or if we wanted to create a new image at the end. So rather than using that, maybe we'll use this version. And let's see what happens. So here's our first funky frame. Let's just take a look and see what happens. Okay, pretty straightforward. Our green horse kind of doesn't go anywhere, and then eventually our cowboy walking forward actually looks pretty good. So from here, we could add another frame. We could do it via frames or our ingredients, which is kind of the hero of this video. But anyway, you can see what the options are, but the most important thing, ingredients can now use Nano Banana, and I think that's the big takeaway. Kind of an odd little video with a number of different elements related to flow. Hopefully you learned something, or even hopefully more importantly, got a few ideas brewing in your mind in terms of how you can use these tools, because these tools honestly will become standard, and this is how we can create a full-on social media campaign or commercial or whatever it may be, because this can continue to add and to add and to extend. So if you want to hear more about AI for the creative, check in the Creative AI Show every Monday on this YouTube channel and your favorite podcast location, where we are two creative guys talking AI. I'll see you in the next video.